Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Rants show. This is kind of a confession. Not really. It's not a confession because confession kind of leads you to believe that there's something wrong that I did. I didn't do anything wrong, but I am pretty lazy. Now, that's probably not a shock to a lot of you. I mean, look at my videos. Look at this shitty channel. Minimal editing. And when I say minimal editing, I mean literally zero editing, one take. That's all. Everyone knows the rules. But it doesn't end with just YouTube videos. My laziness translates into real life, my actual life. And what I'm talking about today in particular is laceless shoes. Now, you might not have ever heard of that, and that's fine. I don't know if I just coined that term. I truly have no idea. But shoes, laceless shoes, are shoes without laces. I know your mind is blown right now, but that is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So yes, I almost exclusively wear laceless shoes. You know how when you put your shoes on, it takes 15 seconds to tie your shoelaces? I can't even be bothered to do that. Now, some of you might think that's pathetic, and I agree with you. But if you save, you know, let's say 30 seconds a day, every single day, your entire life, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. That is a ton of time. You could learn a new skill, maybe pick up an extra shift at work. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with that extra time. And so saving time tying your shoelaces is incredibly important. And also my thing with shoelaces is, stuff just isn't made the same as it used to be. The quality is not there, ladies and gentlemen, meaning if you have a pair of shoes with laces and you tie them and untie them every single day, eventually, the laces will be so worn out and ratty, you have to replace them. But if you don't have shoelaces, or if you have a pair of shoes that you tie the shoelaces once and then, you know, just keep them tied forever. That's smart, ladies and gentlemen. That is smart. It's not really lazy if it saves you time and money. Is it really lazy if it saves you time and money, or is that just economical? I'm a very economical guy. I pride myself on being economical. So I hope that you listen to this and you consider doing the same. Oftentimes you can just use any other pair of shoes. You either buy shoes that don't have laces, or you buy a pair of shoes with laces and you just tie it so that it's tight enough to not fall off your foot, but loose enough to where you can slip it on and off. You'll never tie shoes again, I promise you. I promise you. Who likes tying their shoes? You know? And what's weird is that if you have a pair of shoes that you tie super, super tight, I have a pair of shoes that I have not retied them in 2 years. I remember when I was a peasant with regular shoes, I'd be playing basketball, I'd be walking down the street, and my shoelaces would come untied. Not anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I'm beyond that. I am beyond that. I have evolved beyond that. And I truly recommend you do the same. Can't recommend it enough. So think on that. Think on that. I appreciate you listening to this, and I will see you tomorrow.